Our attitude is determined not only by what we think, but also by how we feel. What you think can influence how you feel, and how you feel can influence how you think. You can't think happy thoughts while feeling down. You see, our thinking and feelings are inextricably linked. What we feel is sometimes the pure expression of our biochemicals. But the good news is that we can change our thoughts to control how we feel. We all go through mood swings, such as feeling low or high, and most of the time we are somewhere in between. We can experience states of our lower and higher selves: discomfort, boredom, resentment, guilt, jealousy, anxiety, worry, fears, depressing thoughts, and a focus on what is missing in life characterize the low self. Gratitude, joy, love, forgiveness, compassion, generosity, courage, confidence, and authenticity comprise the higher self. We are emotional beings with polarity vibrations ranging from low to high. We vibrate at various frequencies. When we have a positive attitude, we vibrate at a higher frequency. When we have a negative attitude, we vibrate at a lower frequency.
Everything in this world is energy. Everything in this world vibrates at a certain frequency, whether it's a glass of water, if it's the money that's in your pocket. Every single thing on this earth is vibrating at an energy level. So we have a high vibration and we have a low vibration. If we want to attract things into our life, if we're in a low vibration, we're in a negative mindset, we're constantly in doubt, worry, and fear, then we're going to start to attract things that are on that lower field. What are some things in the lower field? Everything you pretty much see in your physical, right, is on a lower vibration. Spiritual energy is on the higher frequencies.
The irony is that whatever we seek to achieve in life is always a higher frequency. And the very reason we want to acquire certain things in life is also because we believe having those things can put us in a higher vibration of feeling good. Think of a dream car. And you will obviously know the feeling that you're after. You want to feel better. You want to feel like an achiever. You want to raise your vibrations higher. But the way to manifest that dream car is to put yourself in the feeling state, matching up to the same vibrations that you're after. Feel the same feeling of having something in the future, but feel it right now. You can generate the same feeling by thinking about it, imagining it, or visualizing it. That's how you put yourself in a mental state. When something vibrates at a lower frequency, it feels heavy, whereas the higher frequency vibrations makes you feel lighter and more at ease, both physically and emotionally. You see, everything is vibrational energy. Every object, animate or inanimate, is vibrating at a certain frequency. We can sense and feel these vibrations from others also, just as the way we experience vibrations with various mental, emotional feelings and thoughts that we have. Haven't you noticed that when you walk into a room, you can sense the vibe, you can feel the vibe. Sometimes you can sense that tension, and often it's very hard to cut through. This invisible force of energy is a state of being. It can be an atmosphere like the vibe in a room, or a person, a place, a thought, or anything that you come into contact with.
So for me, everything that we think about first has to be into our conscious mind. From our conscious mind, after repetitious thought over and over and over of thinking, once we think of something, either positive or negative, is the way that we're going to feel about that thought. So if we go into that thought in a very positive mentality and we're happy about that, and we're showing a lot of gratitude and we're going into it a positive mindset, then it's going to put our body into a vibrational flow of good feeling, right? And that's going to put us into a good feeling of vibration. Now, the way that we feel is going to choose the way that we act. And if we're not in a good state of feeling, then what's going to happen is we're not going to go into action. We're not going to feel self-inspired, and you're not going to get that self-confidence that you need to go out there and take on whatever it may be in that positive mental attitude. So, and the biggest thing is the way that we take on that action is going to produce the result.
When you vibrate higher, you live in accordance with your higher potential and reality. When you vibrate low, you move away from them. This is why working with vibration and maintaining your vibrational state is important.
So if in your life, if you don't see the results, if you're looking at the result, if you're looking at your bank account and that bank account isn't reflecting the number that you want to see, then you just have to know that you're currently in a negative vibration. You may be wanting something, right? You may be wanting that dream home or that nice car or that bigger bank account, but in your body, your feelings is how you feel about it is not showing that. So if you want to have those things and attract those things, you need to start to think on a higher level. Your thoughts produce your feelings produce your actions, and your actions produce your results. Negative or positive. The human mind doesn't know the difference between a good thought or a bad thought.
The important thing to remember and return to is that you can always raise your energetic vibrations. Now, to bring more ease and flow into our lives, we can change the frequency at which our bodies vibrate. Now, think about more of those lighter, higher vibrations, as well as more of that happiness and joy and love. Now, there are numerous ways to feel good, starting with the choice of feeling good. Now, feeling good is a conscious choice. Feeling good is your natural state. Now, here are some ideas for feeling good and raising your vibrations.
Decide to feel good. Feeling good is the most effective way to raise your vibration. You can feel good without the use of mind-altering substances or chemicals. Happiness is an option. You don't need reasons to be happy. You can be happy because it is your natural state.
I'll never forget a good story. I was on my way to an insurance appointment in my business, and I was walking down the alley, and a gentleman was working on his car, and I just happened to be whistling, walking down the street, and the gentleman looked over to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you something?" I said, "Yeah, what's going on?" He said, "What are you so happy about?" I said, nothing major. I was just, walking down the street. Why do you ask me that?" He said, "Well, this is the second time I've seen you in this alley, and each time you've been just whistling, like just having a great time with yourself." And I said, "I don't know. I just, it's sunny out. It's a great day, And after I left and I went home and I thought about that, I thought, I chose to be happy that day, and maybe by me choosing to be happy, what if my energy radiated to him? Maybe, who knows what day he was having, what type of morning he had, or why he was out there. Maybe his car broke down. Maybe he was, maybe that was his only ride and transportation to work. Maybe he didn't get to work that day. But what I'm trying to say is, what if you being in a vibration, I chose to be in that vibration that day.
You feel good when you expect good things to happen in your life. When you concentrate on the positive, you feel better. You feel bad when you focus on what is missing in your life. You feel bad when you expect bad things to happen in your life. As a result, our vibrational energy is determined by our focus. Make it a deliberate exercise to focus on the good, and when your mind wanders to the fault-finding sad stories, bring it back to the good. Training our mind to focus on what we love is essential. Our mind craves positive chemicals like endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. Endorphins are released after both aerobic and anaerobic exercise. Endorphins are your natural painkillers. Confidence triggers your serotonin. And 95% of our serotonin is in our gastrointestinal tract, purely on the command of our enteric nervous system and not in our brain. That's why guts and confidence have a strong connection. Exposure to bright light, especially sunshine, is one way to increase serotonin levels. Exercise and happy thoughts also stimulate production of this chemical. Dopamine is a chemical of reward, and you can feel it from completing something noteworthy. Oxytocin is your bonding chemical that comes from relationship even with a pet. Trust triggers oxytocin. Our feeling state is also the outcome of the chemicals, so chase the positive feel-good chemicals at work and in life. Make the choice to feel good. Activate your pharmacy to feel good with happy chemicals, and avoid the temptation to consume substances and other harmful chemicals to alter your mental state. Avoid energy vampires. Feeling good is an internal process, but those who can negatively influence you can sabotage it. There are energy vampires who can drain your energy. Energy vampires are people who intentionally or unintentionally drain the energy of others, leaving them feeling depleted or exhausted. These people can be found in a variety of settings, including the workplace, social situations, and even personal relationships. We can all sense the energy of those around us, and if they're vibrating at a low frequency, it's very simple to confuse their feelings for our own if you're not introspective.
If somebody comes up to me and I start to realize very quickly, in the beginning, I didn't realize what an energy vampire was, but once I started to realize it, I could be self-aware, and then at that moment, I have to decide out of all the energy that I have to build up in myself. When I said start that morning out and build your energy level up, because I know the energy vampires are coming. But now it's my job to guard that energy and prioritize how much time I'm willing to give up to that vampire. So if somebody comes up to me, I realize they're a vampire and they realize they're about to suck the energy right out of me, like the lights are dimming, then I'm going to I'm going to answer them in a certain way. I'm not going to respond in a negative way. I'm going to answer their question, but let them know that right now I'm a little bit busy. Maybe I can get back to you later, but I'm going to move on. And I'm going to move on. I'm going to put myself back in a positive environment. And I think, if I set that limit and I set that boundary and I let people know, even sometimes I used to let people know, between the hours of 9 to 5, I'm not available, right? Because throughout my day, I can't allow any negative mindsets to kind of pull my day down, because I'm prioritizing my day on all the positive things that are going on in my life. If I want to spend time with my kids, I want to go to the park, I don't want to have to be susceptible to a phone call. I'm not going to pick up the phone at that time, right? I'm going to spend the time and be with that person or be in that environment, and that's my priority, I think.
Now, to protect yourself from energy vampires, you need to set boundaries and limit the amount of time that you spend with them. Don't give in. Instead, spread positivity and maintain it without being influenced by your surroundings. Sometimes you can make that energy bubble around you just to give yourself that protection. It's very important that you don't lead a subjective life influenced by the negatives around you. Maintain your objectivity, goal-orientedness, and purposefulness at all times.
Move your body. Moving your body to generate energy is another way to raise your vibration and reach a higher frequency. Certain types of music and dance can raise your vibrations. Emotion and energy can be generated by movement. Movement stimulates the release of neurochemicals such as endorphins, serotonin, and dopamine, which help boost your mood and relax you, while decreasing the activity of hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, which promote feelings of anxiety and tension. Take some time every day to exercise and move your body to generate energy.
You want to get up in the morning and get a good run in and maybe, take a good walk or, do whatever it is you need to do to exercise your body. You want to make sure you got a strong core. You want to make sure your body is healthy enough. If you're going to be a high professional and you're going to be out there and you're going to be a high performance individual, how are you going to race a car that doesn't have a good frame? Right? So you got to take care of your body, because a weak frame is going to give you weak in confidence. You're going to have a low self-confidence. You're going to have a low self-image. But if you take care of your body and you build it into strength, you're going to gain the confidence you need. You're going to have the strength and the durability to be able to go out there and live that high performance life and to be able to go out there and perform on a daily basis without getting tired out.
Meditation. Meditation has been shown to raise our vibration and shift our consciousness. Coming inward, recognizing that you are all you need and that you can find complete joy, happiness, and love within yourself is what meditation entails. It entails clearing negative energy and the chaos that frequently arises in our minds. Make it a habit to meditate for a few minutes every day. It may be beneficial to incorporate affirmations related to your intention into your practice. For example, I am light. I vibrate at a higher frequency, and I am at peace. Use these to help you ground yourself in your practice and remind yourself that you have everything you need within you.
How often is it in your day-to-day that you stop and have a moment of stillness, that you create stillness in your body so that you can receive the whispers of this universe? I want you guys to always remember that you are so guided and so protected. You are blessed and highly favored, and I want you to act as such. But the only way we are going to receive guidance, the only way we are going to receive wisdom from our universe is if we quiet our minds and our bodies and we open ourselves to be this open vessel to receive.
Breathwork. Breathwork is a powerful technique that can help you feel good by calming the mind, reducing stress, and promoting relaxation. Here are some ways to use breath work to feel good. Diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing. This technique involves inhaling deeply through the nose and filling the belly with air, then exhaling slowly through the mouth. This can help relax the body and reduce stress. Alternate nostril breathing. This technique involves inhaling through one nostril while closing the other, then exhaling through the opposite nostril while closing the first. This can help balance the nervous system and reduce anxiety. Box breathing. This technique involves inhaling for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, and holding for a count of 4 before starting again. This can help regulate the breath and promote relaxation. Breath counting. This technique involves focusing on the breath and counting each inhale and exhale up to a certain number, such as 10. This can help calm the mind and reduce distraction. Mindful breathing. This technique involves simply focusing on the breath and observing it without judgment. This can help bring awareness to the present moment and promote relaxation. Incorporating breath work into your daily routine, such as practicing it for a few minutes each morning or before bed, can help you feel good and improve your overall well-being.
Take care of yourself. Remove the alcohol, the drugs, anything that you may be putting into your body that you can control. Because, for me, I was always thinking about it as a young kid. Every week, every weekend, my biggest goal was to figure out where the party was for the weekend, what we were doing for the weekend, what type of alcohol we were going to the liquor store to buy. And what I realized was I was constantly, in my younger years, focused so much and taking so much time out of my weekend or my energy to drink alcohol, do a shot after shot after shot, not remember the night, and wake up the next day at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, waste my whole weekend, not spend time with my friends, not spend time with my family members. And for what? What did I gain out of any of that, right? Except for feeling down. And as I got older, I started to realize that some of those effects, some of those toxins in my body no longer lasted only a day or so. 3, 4 days down the road, I could feel that lingering in me, that lethargic feel. My energy levels were down. I wasn't as peppy. I wasn't excited. I was just kind of getting through my day. And I think, if you can start to really focus in and remove some of these toxins and take care of yourself, that's going to keep your mind and that's going to keep your mental attitude in a positive mindset.
Goals. Pursuing meaningful goals is another way to maintain a higher vibrational frequency. When you are constantly reminded of your life's grand vision, you are put in a mindset of aspiration and enthusiasm to achieve it. When you are driven by a sense of purpose and meaning, you are plugged into the river of life and vibrating at your highest frequency. You raise your vibrations by doing something to create a sense of accomplishment every day. You put yourself in a higher frequency when you do something creative. Pursue a hobby. Chase something that's meaningful. Do what you love and get into the flow. There is no doubt that dressing well can make you feel good about yourself. When you dress in clothes that fit well, look good, and make you feel confident, it can boost your self-esteem and give you a sense of empowerment. You may even notice that you stand a little taller, walk with more confidence, and project a positive attitude.
Your self-image and where you want to be, no matter where you're at in your life right now. You could have no money. You could be negative $2,500 in your bank account. Everything possible could be going against you. But the one thing you could do is you could visualize where you want to be. It doesn't matter where you're at. I've been up, I've been down, I've been all around. But the one thing that I knew I had confidence in is no matter where I was at, and if I was at the very bottom, I knew, hey, I can't go much further. It has to get better from here. I couldn't control my circumstances. I couldn't control some of the adversities and the obstacles that were coming. So one thing I could do, though, is I could wake up every day with the confidence in where I was going. I could start to choose my new reality. I couldn't change my past, but I can change my future. So the one thing that I could do every day is I could dress for success. I could get up every day, shave, get that old hair off your face, take them sweats and the hoodies off, put that nice dress shirt on, even if you don't got nowhere to go. Put the suit on, tie up your necktie, and look in that mirror and picture yourself in that car you want. Picture yourself in that new house you want. Picture yourself where you want to be in the next 10 years. The thoughts you think today, the feelings that you feel today, The actions in everyday life that you take today is going to dictate where you're going to be in the next 10 years. So if you're not where you want to be and you want to be in a better place, in order to get something you never had, you got to start to do things you've never done. So you need to start to wake up, get in that self-image, get in that mindset, and not only for yourself, but what do other people perceive of you, right? When other people see you, do they see you as a bum? Do they see you as a washed up nobody? Or do they see you as somebody out there hustling, grinding, doing whatever it takes to win? What do they say about you when you're not around? What is the perception? What do you want them to perceive you as? So that would be my number one thing that I would say is dress for success.
One thing I will say, an outfit change, even a hairstyle change, or even just how you change your approach to things in your life, you will be able to understand that freshening up your appearance will allow you to raise your vibration. Put on a shirt that makes you feel good. Put on a pair of pants that makes you feel fearless. Freshening up your appearance will really allow you to understand the energy. Wearing yellow, wearing white. These are ways of working with intention in your style so that you can raise your vibration.
Develop a habit of self-care. Take care of yourself if you want to feel good. It's as simple as that. Self-care entails loving yourself, being compassionate to yourself, and caring for yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Today, adequate sleep, rest, and relaxation are required for self-care.
I would say the number one way to do self-care is through good sleeping habits. You want to take care of your body. The body regenerates itself every evening. So when you go to bed, you want to get yourself a good night rest, right? At least 6 to 8 hours of sleep minimum. The more sleep you're able to get, remember, if you're a high, go hard, high profile, all day runner, you're going to need to also give yourself time to rest. The body's going to repair itself throughout the evening. So the number one thing is sleep. The second thing is going to be get yourself organized, right? Make sure you take, your office space. Make sure it's organized. When you get into your vehicle, is it organized? Get your life organized, right? Everything around you, your outside world is going to be a reflection of your inside world. So if your outside world is full of disorganization, everywhere that you go is unorganized, that's a reflection of your inner world. They always say your inner world is your outer world. And if you want to change the fruit, you got to change the root. It's from what's underground is what creates what's above ground, right? So when you think about that, if you want to change the fruit, you want to change the apple, you got to start to work on some of the inner things, but you can control some of that negative energy. Just to give you a little bit about my personality, I'm one of those people where if everything's in disarray and everything's unorganized, I walk into a room and everything's out of order. Just by my nature, I get into a negative vibration. I don't mean to, but I know that as soon as I walk into that room, I get mentally clogged. I get the cobwebs in my mind. I can't think straight. I'm worried about what's going on over here. If I, am in the house and I'm thinking, or I'm in my office and my car is a complete disaster, the one thing that I'm thinking about the entire time is I want to clean the vehicle. I can't get past that because I get stuck and fixated on it. So start with organizing some of the different aspects of your life.
Many people find it difficult to care for themselves, but it is much easier to care for others. Many people find it easier to be compassionate towards others than towards themselves because people are more judgmental of themselves than of others. To begin self-care, you must first accept yourself completely. Many people only like themselves if they have accomplished something. That is very conditional. Choosing to love yourself takes courage, as it requires you to accept your truth and your shortcomings with a belief that you can change your story. And you are truly in charge of your decisions and actions.
Nobody can make you happy but you. True happiness comes from within, not from without. And once you start to realize that, and you start to realize that no matter what's going on in life, no matter if you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, no matter what adversities are coming your way, the one thing you can do every day is wake up and look at yourself and say, you know what? I love me. Everything about me, I love me. No matter what anybody else thinks, nobody can change that.
Self-care has numerous advantages. Others begin to love, honor, respect, and value you when you love, honor, respect, and value yourself. When you change your attitude towards yourself, others change theirs as well. When you take care of yourself, others will take care of you.
I will always say this and I will say it again. Living a life of your dreams is going to take effort. It's going to take courage, and it's going to take you knowing your power. When you turn on the news, if you turn on the TV, if you go on social media and you see it for what it is on a collective basis, it is low vibe. So I want you to remind yourself that you have to stop being in the matrix, because that's what it really is. Decide to stop being in the matrix and decide to create your own reality. Decide that you have to look for the peace and love and light in your life.
Choosing happiness over all else is an important aspect of self-care. You now have control over your happiness. Choose to be happy. If you fail, get back up even if you don't feel like. Don't construct that if and then model for happiness. I'll be happy if I achieve something. Then I will be happy. I'll be happy if that happens. Then I will be happiness. Happiness exists in the present moment. It doesn't have conditions. Conditions don't apply to happiness. So don't allow yourself to think that you'll be so happy when everything is over. Don't think about that. Enjoy the start, enjoy the middle, and enjoy the end. Enjoy the entire process, because the journey is more important than the destination.
The time to feel good and to stay in the right vibration is right now. Make that choice to be happy, feel good, and do everything to put yourself in a higher state of consciousness.